Hello and welcome back to Queen's Wish 2, and this time we will have a look into Azam, the quest, the city of the Lowdarker, and yeah, we will probably spend most of the time in the city talking. You enter Azam, the largest city in the Lowdarker. It is an ancient city built into the base of the huge stone spire to the north. The oldest chambers are in the coal underground. The remaining buildings hide in the shadows of the spire. There are a few rogue walking around in the street, hurriedly moving through the hot streets to go about their business. Coming from the cosmopolitan cities of Haven, you immediately notice something unusual. Everyone out in the streets is a man. The men are clothed in the loose, flowing linen clothes of the Daga. They all have long blades hanging from their belts, and they all give you a cold look as they pass by. Okay, this looks like a trading thing. Andesite. This merchant provides goods for the clans of the southern Daga. He sells food, tools, and a wide variety of other supplies. He mainly specializes in weapons, though. It seems like he's wearing half of his stock on his body. He eagerly welcomes you into his shop. Can this be true? Can the mighty prince of the mightiest of the empires be visiting my little store? I am Andesite. I have blades and such for even the most demanding hunter, made with the finest materials. So you're a weapons dealer. Among other things, I sell all sorts of mundane goods that I doubt you will need. But in the Rukai, in the Lowdarker, there is always a great need for a reliable blade. And who do you sell to? Anybody who walks through the door, as long as you aren't obviously drunk or mad. I will deal fair with you. I can't judge why you need what you need. This is the land of the deep truth. Deep truth? The Rukai speaking to plain tends... What? The Rukai speaking too plain tends to lead to death. We have to keep our truest beliefs hidden, so I can't truly know why you need to buy what you buy. The road trusts each other because we have to. You really ask no questions? Yes, and don't you want it that way? Does a prince of Haven want to be interrogated by a humble merchant in some rustic land? What if the purchaser is a brigand or raider? Well, raiding is the way of the Lowdarker. I can't pick and choose. If I do, there is a danger. What is the danger? I'm a merchant, not a judge. If I'm seen to favor one clan over another, I will be made to answer for it. Maybe by an angry warrior, maybe by the Galtnas, if I make someone angry enough. I have another question. Andesite is constantly drawing daggers and swords to show you. He is justifiably proud of his wares. The Lowdarker is a land of warriors and raiders after all. These weapons are made with a wide variety of metals, some rare and precious. What do you know about the raider problem? I know there have been a lot more of them lately. Not Lowdarkans though. Outsiders, and they fight with car beasts. At least those are the rumors in the inn. I have a hard time believing it's K-Wolves fighting with us? Doubtful. Did you sell weapons to these raiders? Maybe they don't have little signs on them saying bad raider. But I doubt I did. The numbers of raiders we're seeing, I couldn't have armed that many. Those raiders attacked my brother and me. Which is shameful. Which is madness. That only hurts the Rukai. If someone tried to stab you with one of my daggers, I'm really very sorry. I have another question. Okay, what are the finest materials? It depends on the purpose, of course. We use bronze for the poor, steel for the practical, for the wealthy and noble. We are able to work the deep metal. What is deep metal? It is a strange metal, light and strong. It's found throughout the known lands, but the deposits of it are common in the Lowdarker. It can be alloyed with steel to make a proper sword. Normally a steel sword would be superior, except for one thing. Deep metal holds a magical enchantment better than plain steel. Where can we get this metal? Andesite smiles and scratches his chin. Some mine it. I need to trade for it. And there's possible source nearby. An old drake who, from time to time, trades with the roe. I want an offer carried to this creature. Gold for deep metal. I think it'll tempt the greedy old beast. I just need someone to carry the message. Where is this drake? It lives in the fire pits to the northeast. Has for centuries, called Frakis. It's a dangerous place, but it gives our young warriors a nice place to test their courage. You really think a drake will trade with you? A social creature, as its kind goes. Keeps to itself unless it gets the greed itch. Then it will trade with the lowly humans for a short time. The problem is talking to it. Why don't you contact the drake yourself? Well, it is social, but it is a drake. It likes its privacy, and it's not afraid to eat a human that seems too weak. Normally I wouldn't try to send a mighty prince with my message, but you might find the fire pits interesting for other reasons. When you ask what those might be, he shrugs. I have another question. I would like to shop. Of course, please let me know, show your wares, my wares. I'm buying a bleeder rune. Go to one of your smithies and you can attach this +1 bloodletting. Wow, row side blade. 11. Now it's still a tier 1 weapon. 20 to 26 damage. Okay. I don't know if it makes sense to buy these. I mean, we have quite a bit of money. And 11, this seems to be a decent upgrade. Now let's do that. I'm selling. We can sell this and this. 2 scroll of lives. I can store them somewhere. Yeah, I mean we can. I'm not sure what I can actually craft in my base. I'm not going to buy that now, but it's definitely good to know. Can steal that, which we don't want to. And of course, we also got a quest, right? The Drake trade. Andesite is a weapons merchant in Azam. He would like to carry a message for him in return. He can make valuable resources available to you. The message, an offer to trade, needs to be taken to a Drake named Frakis. He can be found in the fire pits to the northeast, over there. Okay. We will not try to do that though, for now. Caster. What happens there? The Sage of the Rudico is hard at work on some complicated experiment. You don't interrupt the work, you don't want to cause any explosions. By the way, the game is already out by now, so if you're interested in playing yourself, then head over to Steam, search for... Resist. Search for Queen's Wish, or go down to the video description. There you will also find a link to the Steam store. Alright, let's go there and try the Whirlwind. Spectre. Yeah, they're not super strong, but stunned. Dead. Die! This was 2 XP actually, so... much more than the others. Double. Paper. Let's take the paper. Weapons at ease. Erud Ponta. This is a tower of the Erudico, the mages and researchers of the Rokai. It is a strange place, full of twisty, shadowy corridors that smell of smoke and failed experiments. Most of the oddballs here live in their own private worlds. This young man is actually willing to talk to you. Oh, hello, hello. Most visitors give up before they get in so far. I am Erud Ponta of the Erudico, student of war. I suppose someone should greet you and try to get your money. I know you will want to talk to me. You are a student of war? And proudly so. It is the oldest obsession of the row. It is also the only thing to study in the Lowdarker now. We fund this outpost by selling our work to those who want it. There's nothing else one can study in the Lowdarker. The Erudico have made great advances in stonework and architecture. Our mathematicians made the greatest Dargan buildings and walls possible. However, in this violent and uncertain time, it is necessary to focus on war. Do you sell to all in the Lowdarker? We do. The Erudico do not judge those who come through our doors. For example, I won't presume to look into your hearts before I sell to you. Why did you choose this path? I have only been an Erud for 5 years. When I was accepted, I chose my focus. I had been alert. I saw the way things must travel. The way things must travel? History is flowing in the Rokai. It flows faster by the day. I did not make our world, but I will not fight it as it chooses. He isn't making a lot of sense, but you suppose that is normal for an Erud. I have another question. Why would I want to talk to you? Erud Ponta emerges from a mental haze. Oh, hello, visitor. You are still here. I am still studying war. And I can still trade the trinkets of my craft with you. I know you will want to talk. Why would I want to talk with you? Lowdarker has been plagued with raiders and strange monsters. We knew that Haven would have to help us eventually. Your lazy governor never acted, so you came instead. It is not the ordinary business the clans deal with. The raiders use strange magic. I've discovered no strange magic yet. Well, besides of the 2 ghosts before. You will see, they have mastered the K-Wolves. That should not be possible. The Eruds think they have mastered some strange powers. Perhaps you will find it. If you do, I might provide guidance. Another question. I would like to shop. Then I will show you my wares. I have a little in stock, alas. It is a scary time. If you see something you like, I will take your money. Are you buying or selling? I'm buying. Forge folded steel augment. Okay. I'm just making a note. Folded steel augment +4 physical armor. Okay. Shaman's fetish. Healing bonus. Amber wand. Erudic arraignment. Okay, no, we don't need anything here. Okay, don't need anything else. Then we thank you for visiting our tower. Please be careful when poking around in the side rooms. Yeah, we noticed that. Caster. Nothing else in here. Music by Kevin MacLeod in Competech. As the game unfortunately does not feature any music besides of the main theme, which is licensed and causes problems on YouTube. Okay. Oh, Lito. Hello, Lito. Good stone. There's a short, stocky man wandering around the docks inspecting the piles of stone. He's not from around here. He still wears his traveling clothes, crude leather jerkin and pants. His bow is over his shoulder. When he sees you browsing nearby, he moves to join you. You, I know you. You're the Heavenite, the one they're talking about. I'm Lito. I come from the Kranas for trade. We have lots we want. Lots we offer. Good trade. Haven't got interest? What do you want from the Lowdarker? Stone. Buildings need stone. Trees of Kranas are good, but sometimes we need the best buildings. Buildings of stone. They can't make us what we really want, but they can do much. What can they build for you? Buildings and barns and halls. The best clans. They have stone halls for protection, for comfort. We Kranas, we love our wood, but stone we can build without angering the groves. What do you wish they can build? Walls, the greatest work of the Lowdarker. Walls for cities, walls for clans, so we sleep nights. Tight with the kiddies in their beds, but Haven say no stone walls, so we are never safe as we could be. I have another question. Lito leads you around the yard, pointing at the piles of goods and telling you everything you didn't want to know about them. Haven trades, lots now. Rebellion in air, forts need rebuilding. Kranas is listening. Lito is good trader. What do you offer to the Lowdarker? We offer wood. The groves, they give the Kranas lots of the weak trees. We cut them down, send the planks to the other row. Row don't have the luck of good forests. But that's not why I'm here. No, I trade in the amber, the best kind, from the sacred sap of the groves. How do you get the amber? The groves, they give it to us, little by little over the years. Once the sacred trees shed sap, don't care about it. They dribble it out and it keeps us fat. I would buy some of that. Would you now? He grins. Well, this is why we talk, yes? Trade? You are a traveler. Go to North Darga. Through the Malachite Pass. Lots of trade there. You go there, you pick something up for me on the way, then you're paid. Wood and amber. I'm traveling through the Lowdarker. I can help. Malachite Pass. It has a big tower. Trading post. Should be something there in storage bay. That's what I want. What's in the storage bay? Ah, well, for a moment he seems confused. Things of my clan, materials and tools for crafting, like. We are lost without them, lost in the raids. Want them back? When the Malachite Pass is the storage bay. Lots of little paths through that pass, but one big one, full of raiders, I hear. Also, the big tower, big bays under it, for storage, all sorts. That key is to bay there. 3. That's where to go. Another question, that's all I need. Then stay safe on the roads, enjoy the Rukai. Okay, new quest. We got a new key. Storage Bay 3. You met Leto, a trader from the Kranas Woods in Azam. He asked you for assistance recovering some valuable, unnamed equipment from Malachite Pass. He gave you key to Storage Bay 3 underneath a tower in the pass. You will be rewarded if you can recover anything from value from there. Okay, that's also too far away. There's a weaver, I guess. Silver. Okay, no, this is not a trader apparently. Just a random house. Alright. Hall of the Raza. Okay, let's go there last. Stoneworkers Hall. Honored Rix. This is the Azam Stoneworks. Tons of fine stone from the quarries of the clans are brought here to be evaluated, processed, and shipped out on riverboats. The men of the row are all around you, talking, drinking, and arguing about their craft. Need more baskets, set the price higher. I lead the stoneworks. Yeah, it's nice, but first I want to have a look around. Alright. The man in charge of the hall runs up to greet you. He is a muscular fellow, and his hands and arms bear the marks of long, hard work. He is younger than the other workers, though, and perhaps a bit less fat. Welcome, Heavenite. I'm honored Rix, and I speak for the Stoneworkers Guild of the South Darga. I didn't expect a visit, but I'm happy to show off our proudest craft. Even better, child of consort Darmal, I can tell you that we are kin. I'm related to your clan. I'm overjoyed to meet more family. Of course, I imagined that you must have come here to learn more about what you are made of. He embraces you. Welcome home, cousin. I am glad to give you a warm meeting. We want to support you, as I'm sure you want to support us. Support? His smile is soft and pleasant, but you can see the ice in his eyes. Of course, I can see that you need guidance. I can give it. I know you would always help family in return, if they needed it. You're so wealthy and powerful after all. But enough of that. You are busy. Let me show you the crafts of your homeland. He leads you off through the dusty mountains of worked stone. You lead the stoneworkers? Well, does anyone in the role really lead anyone? I have been elevated, but I'm still only one voice. The Lowdarker has many stoneworkers, and there are many disputes. It is hard to find the right prices for things. I help in all of this. Why are you trusted to lead? Alas, I have no clan of my own. Most of my kin went to settle new land in the eastern wilds. I wanted to stay here and work stone. Since I have no clan, all their clans will trust me. I am poor in wealth, but I have so much trust. What's your main duty? If we are to prosper, we need to make sure our stone sells for enough gold. I figure out what the best price for all of us to charge is, and I make sure nobody secretly undercuts us to sell more. So your main job is to keep prices high? Yes! That was beautiful said. This is actually kind of illegal in Haven, but this probably isn't the right battle to fight right now. Okay. Yeah, okay. I have another question. Honored Rix shows you around the stoneworks, burying you in arcane details about the work. He is constantly interrupted by the craftsmen who badger him to settle disputes or assign a price to a pile of marble. It must be difficult to be a leader in the role. Not really, as long as you don't mind being assassinated eventually. You have to build wealth and form a clan if you want to stay safe. Alas, this has been difficult. Can't get paid well, can't find a wife. I would think that this position would lead to prosperity. So would I. Unfortunately, there aren't good opportunities to take bribes in this position. If I take a bribe to help someone, others get mad. Soon stabbing happens. Why is it hard to find a wife? To find a wife, I need supervised visits with proper prospects. Getting these has been an ordeal. An ordeal? Why? All such meets have to be arranged and carefully planned. To make a proper match, I need a clan. My clan is far away. If I had more wealth, many problems are solved immediately. To get wealth, alas, I need powerful relatives. You get a hopeful look. You claim to be my cousin? I do. I am no fraud. We Ro take matters of clan very, very carefully. Not an immediate cousin, mind, but the link is there. You're my cousin how exactly? Immediately recites a long list of names and how they are related. It goes by in a blur, none of it sticks in your mind. A few times he gets confused. You think he may be your 8th cousin, 15 times removed. Where's the rest of our clan? Consort Darmal won his family a lot of advantages when he was in Haven. When he died, they chose to move into the wilds and form their own kingdom. I chose to stay because I love my home and my work. However, without help, I will be forced to go join them. Then our clan will have less influence in the Rokai. What sort of aid do you need exactly? Oh, I would never ask you for help. You're a visitor, a guest. That said, a bit of money would help. 100 coins would help me get well established. A walled home, some land, a wife. Then your clan will be far stronger in the Lowdarker. I'm a little short of myself, maybe I can help you later. Anything for family, give 100 coins. Let's do that. Honored Rix is overjoyed. Cousin, you have changed my life. All roads are open to me now. One day you can return and visit my estate and meet my family. He embraces you. The row will hear of this generosity. Truly, you're one of us. I could use more stone to rebuild my forts. Really? Well, let me check my notes. Rix walks to a table and shuffles through some papers. You know, there's a bounty of sorts. Corfax Quarry, full of K-wolves, so I hear, lost in the early days of the raids. If it can be cleared, the owner will pay in stone. Then I, your cousin, will win some small advantage. Where's the Corfax Quarry? Not far at all. Take the roads to the north. So we can just walk in and kill the K-wolves? That is the general idea, yes. I mean, you're not the first to try. A few young hunters have proved themselves by taking a head or two, but the creatures are there in numbers. And why has no other clan taken it over? Because that would mean a war between clans. Nobody wants that now. Not when things are changing. How will you get advantage from this? My finder's fee, of course. I will earn a small portion of the bounty to feed myself. Please don't resent it. That is how I earn my bread for the job I do. I have another question. Alright. You have gained minus 100 and a new quest. Okay. Stone for the taking. You met Honored Rix in Azam. He's the head of the Stoneworkers Guild. Although he's desperately looking for ways to enrich himself, you may be able to help each other. He told you about a place called the Corfax Quarry, which is overrun by raiders. If you can reclaim it, he can work it for some stone and give you precious building materials. Which is over there. Okay. Okay, let's investigate, explore the city further. What's that? An exit? No. Rare dice. Deep metal ore, relevant lore. There's some cracks in the wall, but unfortunately I don't think that we can do anything with that. Yeah, I think this is the same building as the other one. You enter the Hall of the Raza of the Lowdarker. The local king gives his orders from this cool, cluttered warren. This hall is centuries old, painstakingly burrowed out of the stone, and every inch is full of artifacts and trophies. They tell the tale of centuries of victories and losses of the Lowdarker. When you enter, the young Raza of the hall smiles. He politely places his blade in the corner of the hall, making sure that you can see his muscles and scars. Then he returns to the table and starts pouring tea. And there's something to read, which I think is also giving us XP. Treaty of Vassalage between Haven and the Rokai, year 341. I'm not sure if we already read that. Here is outlined the vassalage contract between the mighty Empire of Haven and the humble Rokai, between the King Sava of Haven and Raza Gorinan of the High Letha, speaking for her land. Haven declares that the Rokai is a full vassal with all protections included. An attack on the Rokai is an attack on us. Thieves and raiders in the Rokai are an offense to Haven and will be removed. Full trade between our powers is guaranteed. In return, the Rokai grants Haven full movement in their territories and full consultation on any political matters. Lands for 7 forts will be provided for Haven, and the Row will protect the security of the lands. All crimes committed by Havenites will be judged by Havenites. Crimes of the Rokai will be judged by Haven if Haven expresses a wish for this in a reasonable amount of time. This agreement will pass... crimes of the Rokai will be judged by Haven. If Haven expresses a wish for this, okay. This agreement will last as long as Haven and Iroquois exist as independent peoples, agreed in sacred bond by both parties in year 341. I think we already had that. Ringenburg. You intercept an old Dagon man with a double armload of scrolls. He sets them down and gives you a little bow. Welcome, Prince. I am Ringenburg of the Northern Daga. I serve our wise young Raza, and he told me to tend to your needs. How do you serve? Like all of the other Razas, Raza La Vita is given an assistant. I take care of a variety of minor tasks so that my master can pay attention to wrangling the clans. What do you do exactly? I make sure Raza La Vita's halls are properly tended up. I keep records and take notes. I temporarily serve in his place if he dies. My duties are similar to the councils of your governors. You think you are good at your job? I believe I am one of the best in all of the row. After all, I'm still alive. That is an issue. I am elderly, as you can see. Often, when a clan is angry at a Raza, they will send the Geldnas to kill an official or assistant as a way of registering displeasure. I have made sure that I am more valuable to the Lowdarker alive than dead. I have another question. Ringenburg follows you around in case you need anything. You note that whenever he talks to you and he looks down at the ground, his robe obscures his wrinkled face. I like to know more about the Lowdarker. It is a beautiful, stark, harsh, wild place. I came from the north, which is harsher and wilder. I can't describe it. You can only learn about the row by existing in it. I am not a teacher anyway. I study what the Raza orders me to. Like K-Wolves, for example. I spent some more time controlling the city guards. I came from the north, which is harsh and wilder. I can't describe it. You can only learn about the row by existing in it. I'm not a teacher. Okay. Is the city guard unreliable? They are very reliable, just not to me. They all come from their clans and they all want to help their clans. I watch them and make sure they are guarding the city for the good of the whole Lowdarker. It is not a natural thing for them to do. Tell me about K-Wolves. I'm sure that you know more than I do. Those deadly treacherous creatures are a plague in all of Haven. I only try to learn about them because there are so many of them in our hills of late. All I can say is, don't let them trick you. They are mimics. They don't think like people do, but they pretend. It's a trick to catch you off your guard. I have another question. Tell me about the Raza. Raza La Vita is young and strong. He is bold and, for one so young, wise. I would have preferred that he got to serve longer before being tested by the raiders. How long has he served? Only 3 years. Still, that is quite a milestone. If a Raza is seen as not working out, the Geldnas will usually retire him before 2 years have passed. We don't coddle incompetence like Haven does. What did he do about the raiders? Raza La Vita has mostly purged the southern Daga of raiders. There are a few hiding out here and there, but the roads are mostly safe. However, he doesn't have the forces to reach the northern Daga. Happily, Haven does. Okay, that's it. Townsperson, there's a chest. Meh. Townsperson, another chest. Nope. There's a crude crystal. It's beneath you, but you will still need to find goods to barter to get better equipment. Take this item to get more money. Okay. Alright. And another book. Consort Damal. Damal is the late husband of Queen Sharon III of Haven, born and the son of the clan of a chieftain in the Lowdarker. He met the queen when she was touring the Eastern Vassal states 5 years before her coronation. coronation, whatever. At the time of their meeting, the Rukai was a neglected vassal, increasingly poor and restless. The princess met him while visiting the provinces of the Ro, hearing grievances. The two young, stubborn, quick-tempered nobles developed an unexpected liking for each other. Though it was widely considered a suboptimal match, Queen Sharon was insistent. They courted and were married 2 years later. They have 3 surviving children. Consort Damal was a highly disciplined man and settled into the routine of Haven society surprisingly well. His wild nature only found release in his determination to hunt more and more dangerous game. His tragic death came from the stinger of a very large scorpion. Consort Damal... Consort Damal's diplomatic efforts resulted in great advantage and prosperity for the Rukai, though these blessings drained away quickly after his death. Alright. Apparently, we also seen that before, so we did not get any XP. I don't remember that, though. So, we explored this building. No, we did not. There's still 2 doors. Oh, Envoy Sharon. There's a small woman sitting on this bench, one of the few you have met in the Lowdarker. She has nice, clean clothes and properly cut hair. You have her packed as from the gentle coast before she speaks. She rises and bows, very pleased to see you. Ah, what a relief! Someone who won't look at me as a strange pet who escaped a cage. I'm Envoy Sharon, just here from the gentle coast. I'm honored to meet you, Prince. Your name is Sharon? It is indeed, she smiles. Then where did the name come from? I am sure you have already guessed. I was named in honor of your mother after she married a man of the Lowdarker. You will find many who share the names of Sharon and Darmal. I have heard that your mother is not well. Please accept my kindest wishes of the gentle coast. I have another question. You join Envoy Sharon on her bench. You suspect that she spends lots of time here waiting for a few seconds in which she can pester the Raza. It is a long vigil, but wearing down the Highlanders takes a lot of work. Why are you here to meet the Raza? To irritate them. My Raza sends me requests and I pass them on. Hey, here they see the gentle coast as weaklings and insects, so I buzz in their ears until they deign to listen. I, of course, am exceptionally irritating. Why are you irritating to the Dargans? Because I'm a woman who dares to leave the walls for a clan house. The Lowdargans have backward ways. The Rukai is a vassal of Haven, not a pit of eternal anarchic violence. She says in a voice loud enough for the Raza to hear. Of course, the Dargans sometimes give a hint of joining civilized society. What do you think of the Lowdarker? That they have the most perfect form of Ro, the height of bravery and courage, at least that's what they tell me. So very brave. Why they armed packs attacking the humble farmhouses of the gentle coast in the middle of the night is the height of Ro manliness. What is your current request? Of late, the Lowdarker is filled with raiders. Many of those spill into our lands. I believe you had the honor of killing several of those. I'm here to implore the Raza here to, I don't know, actually do something for 1 minute. Have you talked to Haven's governor? The sea will rise to Provakrook before Governor Arto does anything ever. Excuse my frankness. You get raided a lot? Yes, it is how the gentle coast is rewarded for giving the Rukai 2 centuries of prosperity. Another question. Any particular raiders I can look for? She's amused. My, I had heard that Havenites took joy in the hunt, but armed cunning human game? My rose spirit is impressed. There's one particular fellow, Jackson Scar, he is called, of the Lowdarker, a particularly brutal and successful raider of my land. He hides in the deep hollows and valleys of the Lowdarker. Then he descends to hurt my people. We wish 100 deaths on him, but we would settle for 1. You may meet him when exploring the Lowdarker. How can I recognize him? A pair of long scars running down either side of his face. Jackson Scar is not creatively nicknamed. He travels with a pack of brigands, about a dozen strong. Be warned, he is very dangerous. Where in the Lowdarker should I look? Anywhere twice. He moves quickly from camp to camp, often stealing the caches of other thugs. When you find the brigand lairs, that is where he will be, eventually. Another question. You join in by sharing in a bench. You suspect that she spends lots of time here waiting for a few seconds in which she can pester the Haza. It is a bit long vigil. Okay. New quest again. Jackson Scar. Deadly brigand has 2 scars on his face. Okay. And I don't think there is any note for him. Okay, so we will find him by accident. Coincidence. Okay, let's talk to Raza Lavita. The Raza of the Lowdarker leans against one of the cluttered tables in the hall. There is no shortage of strong men lining the wall. Security is strong, however, this man looks entirely capable of defending himself. He rises and gives you a bow deep enough to be respectful. Welcome, envoy. I have awaited Haven's return, and I am happy that you have made your way here. It is a troubled time. Perhaps we can work together and to make things better. I am Prince Kordanor of Haven. I have come on a diplomatic mission. I am Raza Lavita, and I speak for the Lowdarker. We can talk freely soon, of course, but first, there are some old traditions we should take care of. The old traditions? This is a diplomatic ceremony, of course. I have never experienced one. It has been so long since Haven paid attention to my troubled land. First, I must ask, have you received permission to travel the pilgrimage road, as required by tradition and treaty? I have gotten permission to travel the pilgrimage road. He nods. You suspect that he already knew the answer. The Rukai appreciates his gesture of respect. You are welcome here, and I will help you conclude your diplomacy as quickly as possible. Yes, I'm here on a diplomatic mission. He nods. His confidence is starting to worry you. And since this is a formal diplomatic mission from Haven, you are here to hear if I have any petitions. Do we need help? And are we, as Vassal of Haven, entitled to ask you for it? That is correct. I am sorry for saying something you already know. Over the last few months, the Lowdarker has been beset by raiders. And yes, there are always raiders here. Our land is known for it. There are lots of them, but they are strange and many are not from here. I know that there are raiders and K-wolves about. I know, I'm aware some of them tried to kill my brother and me. A cowardly act that will forever shame the Rukai. However, that attack was not the fault of the Lowdarker. The raiders came from outside our lands and in quantity. We have been fighting them, and we have not been winning. They are powerful. They have the aid of strange magic, and they are receiving support from outside. Which brings me to my petition. What is your petition? He takes a deep breath. He shuffles some papers around on the table. He is nervous for the first time, and you see why. Traditionally, these petitions are not important. He is going to ask for something real. We have tried to find the leaders of these raids, the ones who plague us, hiding in the hostile peaks of the northern Darga. We have failed, so we must ask for your help. We petition Haven to end these raids. Usually these petitions are just formality. The Rukai is a large place. I'm not sure how to find them. I need to get vengeance on these raiders. I will satisfy your petition. This is an excessive request, but I am bound by duty. I will satisfy it. You ask for more than you should. I decline. It's a large place. I'm not sure how to find them. Don't worry. The cities of the Lowdarker will guide you. I can help you. Usually these petitions are just a formality. He lets slip a moment of irritation. Usually Haven's lands are peaceful. Usually Haven acts to end these disruptions without being asked. This is an excessive request, but I'm bound to duty. I need to get vengeance on these raiders. I will satisfy your petition. Raza Lavita actually looks surprised for a moment. Excellent. Your brother, Prince Sata, has a reputation as a hunter. You seem cut from the same stone. Well, we can provide you a prey that will make for a great tale. Your petition has been heard. I will decide how to proceed. And achievement, Lowdarker petition. When you are ready to proceed, speak with me. I can tell you where to go. The raiders torment your vassals and they try to kill you. We are all eager for vengeance. Soon, let us begin. That concludes the formalities. What would you like to discuss? You are the Raza of the Lowdarker. I have been given that honor. I hope I survive to serve for a long time. How did you become Raza? To explain how the Rukai does things would take a lifetime. I don't think we entirely understand it. The final decision takes place on Prova Krug, our highest peak. The deliberations there tend to be violent and are always secret. How long have you served? Not survived. I have held this post for 3 years. The clans of the Prova Krug are wild, and they rarely hold the same opinion for 2 days, yet they still seem to like me. I got part of my education in Haven itself. I gained a lot of knowledge of politics by studying your mother. What are your duties? I do as little as possible. The clans of the Lowdarker violently insist on ruling themselves as much as possible. I mainly settle arguments between the clans of the Lowdarker and between the Lowdarker and the other provinces. The road never has a shortage of arguments. I have another question. Raza Lavita continues to host you in this hall. He is consistently confident and cordial. You never lack for tea and snacks. It would be a clear, calm, friendly meeting were it not for all of the guards. You are the Raza of the... I would like to know more about Lowdarker. It's a beautiful, proud land. Ignore the insults directed at us by the other provinces. It is only jealously. Travel our lands and see for yourself. I suspect you are eager to learn more. After all, Consort Damal, your father, was born here. You have some local practices that concern me. I don't doubt it. However, the way we are, our clans, our raids, our ways we deal with our people, these are our business. I advise you don't cause trouble. Our people suffers torments enough. I'm not concerned about my father. I would like to know more about my father's clan. That is understandable. In a happier time it would be possible. Right now it is very difficult. I'm afraid that this clan is gone. Gone? Consort Damal in his life provided many advantages to his clan, your clan. When he died, a lot of the other clans were jealous and they wanted revenge. Damal's clan moved beyond their reach to a new, prosperous land in the Virgin Wilds between here and Dynandia. You need not worry about them now, but I suspect you don't have time to visit them. And none of them remain? None of them stay in the Rukai to speak for them and to trade. None of them are sure to greet you and claim a relation. Not all of those claims will be honest. I wish I could tell you more. I'm sure this is a disappointment. What else would you like to know? I'm ready to hunt some brigands. I want to talk about Haven's rules here. We are controlled by Haven. The Ro are proud independent people, but we have also spent much of our history controlled by other empires. We know that one day you will be gone. Until then, you're not the worst conqueror we have had. What do you think of Haven? I have known and been friends with many Havenites. I have traveled outside my land. I even received some of my education in Haven. My clan sacrificed much to give me these advantages and I have honored them. I do not hate Haven. I do not see you as evil. How was being our vassal been for you? How has being our vassal been for you? Okay. Being in Haven brings safety and trade. We are wealthier. Our children are more likely to survive to adulthood. These are not small things. There's a cost. It costs us freedom. Costs us an idea of what it means to be Ro. Still, I would choose to remain in your empire if it were only my choice. So he is liking us. Raza Lavita. Lowdarker likes us. So maybe I should make some notes about that. I kind of remember and did that in the first Queen's Wish as well. What about our governor? That is a more difficult question. Governor Arto has served here a long time. He is old, tired, complacent, and full of wrong ideas about how to win our respect. He does not help you. Of course, that isn't my full opinion. I would ask that you explore more, learn about the results of his rule, then talk to me more. Okay. Talk to Rasa La Vita in Lowdarker City again later. I have another question. Okay. I'm ready to hunt some brigands. The guards around the hall are instantly alert. You see a few hints of smiles. Rasa La Vita says, the basic facts are clear. The raids started over the last few months. They soon became vicious and unusual, in no way like the normal raiding that is part of our lives here. There are a few of them in the southern Darga. To find where they are from and hunt down their leader, you will have to fight your way into the northern Darga. So who are the raiders? We don't know. They are very careful to not be trapped. They attacked at night in cowardly ways. They don't need to let themselves be caught alive. That is strange behavior for raiders, but it is not the most unusual thing. How are the raiders unusual? Some of them are K-wolves and K-boars, mindless beasts with human forms. Somehow the human raiders get the beasts to come along with them and stay under control. We have no idea how. There are no raiders near Azam? There were a few, but we hunted them down. My warriors made sure of it. In Azam later. They are all dead or fled. The northern Darga is far wilder and has fewer warriors to hunt raiders. They are the ones who need your help. What do you want me to do? The first step is to get you into the northern Darga. The main route is through Malachite Pass to the north. However, the main tower there has a large force of mindless K-wolves surrounding it. My soldiers are busy keeping the clans down here safe. I think clearing that tower of foes will be something you want to do. Is that the only route to the northern Darga? There are other passes, but they are very difficult. Even native Ro have a hard time traveling them safely. It is far better for Haven to clear the main roads. There are good reasons for you to want to liberate that tower. Okay. How can I clear Malachite Pass? There is a gated tower blocking the main road. It has been under siege by a swarm of K-wolves. They have a good position, making it hard to slay them. I'm sure they can't stand against the power of Haven. What foes can I expect there? K-wolves mainly. They are clumping there. They haven't forgotten why they are there and wandered off yet, which is very strange. I'm sure that they have support, but our scouts haven't been able to see it. Why is this something I'd want to do? The tower there is under siege. There are Heavenite soldiers trapped inside. They have not been able to fight their ways out, and they are probably not in good condition. Liberating the tower would rescue some of your people. Haven soldiers are trapped there? Why? Your warriors are admirably brave. When the raid started, they could have fled, but some of them tried to hold the pass. They did not expect so large a force. Governor Arto knows that they are there, but he has done nothing to free them. We find this odd. Perhaps he can explain his reasons. Okay. And we got a new quest. And we still haven't gotten any, like, experience from doing stuff here. Alright. So we need to go into that. Patricia is my character, yes. Townsperson. Next house. Dagon. Andesite. We already talked to Andesite, right? Yeah, alright. And then let's go to the east side. I am Council. Haven Soldier. You enter the Governor's Hall of Haven. This little plot of land belongs to your empire. For a moment, according to the law, at least, you are home. Since you are here to interview and judge the Governor, you inspect the hall. On the surface, everything seems fine. The guards seem competent. The floors are swept. All of the stonework and decor is designed to intimidate the rustic clan folk of the Rukai. Yet everything is off. It is too quiet, there's no energy in the air. The guards salute properly, but when they grimly avoid your gaze. Time seems to slow down. The majestic meeting hall is to the north. Governor Arthur of the Lowdarker awaits. Okay, but it's okay. This seems like a big... Ah no, this is closed off here. With the wolf. Interesting. Nothing in here. Oh, you need a key. The Rukai, often called the Row, is the Wild Mountains vassal state of Haven located on the southern coast. It has been part of Haven's glorious empire for about 2 centuries and its membership has been turbulent. The Row is a wild martial place. The people of the Rukai live in high mountains and narrow valleys. They are quiet and stoic people, land of fierce independent warriors. Haven has an unusually difficult time controlling the mountains of the Rukai. There have been constant small rebellions even during the calmest of times. A century ago there was a major uprising. A vicious year-long rebellion almost expelled Haven. This strife is happily in the past. When Queen Sharon III of Haven married Consort Damal, a lord of the Row, it ushered in a new age of peace and prosperity for those two peoples. After wandering around Azam for a while, you are surprised to come face to face with a woman. The Lowdargans only let men go outside during the day, it seems. She is a Heavenite, young and a little starstruck. She runs up and gives a sharp bow. Welcome, Prince. It is an honor to see you. I am Council Opal of the Haven Hall. The Governor told me to help you if I can. So you work for Governor Arthur. She nods eagerly. It is a real honor. I am very young for a council. By 5 years, if not 10, this is my first overseas post and I leapt at the chance to come here. She thinks. It's uncomfortable at times. I didn't know much about the Lowdarker when I volunteered to come. Now I know Arthur sends me out into the town when I shouldn't. When he shouldn't. What do you do for him? A governor time is very valuable. They spend lots of time looking out for Haven, thinking and planning, always being 2 steps ahead. I take care of all the little jobs and look after the hall. I'll also give advice if he ever asks for it. What do you think of his rule? The smile vanishes. My job is to serve him, not judge him. I'm only a council. You're a prince. You do the judging. He sends you out when he shouldn't. He often sends me into the town to do errands. I think it's to remind the Lowdargans that Haven is different. We are more advanced, at least in the way we treat women. How does the Lowdarker treat women? Some vassals place women in places of power, some prefer men. Here, the clans keep their women locked away. It's common in the more violent, unstable vassal states. The men go out to work and trade, the women are locked away. Is that the only possible fate? Not quite. Some of the more ambitious, talented women leave the Lowdarker. They work and trade in the cities of the other provinces. Some join the Rudico. A few rare specimens leave the Rukai entirely. It's a hard choice, leaving one's home. What do you think of this practice? Obviously, I don't approve. Then again, they are only vassals. The governor says we must not provoke them. Their backward ways are not our business. As long as Haven stays strong and wealthy. We need to change this. No, we don't. I beg your pardon, Prince. The Row don't listen to outsiders. They won't change their ways. They'll only lie more and get angrier. I have another question. Council Opal is quite eager to speak with you. She answers lots of questions about Lowdarker and Haven's Hall here. Even the questions you hadn't actually asked. She asked about everything except the governor she serves. I'd like to know more about the radar attacks. You should talk to the governor and the Raza. I am not able to talk about matters of war. I am pretty new at being a council. I'm here to judge Governor Arto. Really? I suppose that makes sense. It's a full diplomatic mission, I hear. I can't help you. I follow the orders of my superior. I don't judge them. Governor Arto asked you to help me? He did, within certain limits. He won't provoke the Lowdarkers, but he knows that you will need more supplies. I can use more soldiers. The governor has soldiers, that's true. However, he's holding them in reserve. He has plans. I can't let you command them. Not without a word from the palace. And I will need command of your forces. All our forces? I'm sorry, Prince. We can't let you take command without permission from the palace. There's rules for these things, even for Prince. I need more resources. I can help with that. Well, I can help if you help us. We can get you stone and other supplies. The flint pit claim was proving more than we needed. At least that is what I found out on my own. I wouldn't want to help you without permission. If Governor Arto says I can give you supplies, I can help you get them. That's all for now. Okay. New quest. In particular, she can help you to get purchase building supplies. Before she can help, you need to get permission directly from Arto. Okay, we will talk with Arto in the next episode because it's getting a bit late. So we will just, so that I don't forget it, I will just have a look into this last building and possibly talk to someone there. Now, of course, now we have like 2 people in here. A ghost. Regi Gamak. Alright. Looks like this has another resolution in the other portraits. There's a young man of the road sitting at one of the inn's tables. He wears a heavy wool clothes, dirty and worn from the miles of the on the road. His hair is a fiery red. There's a pile of small burlap sacks on the floor by his feet. He is a popular fellow. Local villagers, thin and hungry looking, constantly enter. They speak with him and leave, and none of them go without one of his bags. They look like they contain grain, much needed food for the poor of the row. When his work is finally done and the bags are mostly gone, he invites you to sit with him. For once in life, the mighty come after the poor. Come, noble envoy, and sit with Regi or Gamak. I welcome the company. Greetings to you. And to you, visitor of Haven, your fame travels ahead of you. I would love to speak with you and learn more of the world. It won't keep me from my purpose. What is your purpose? I travel the lands of the row and feed the hungry. There's no city in our mountains I do not visit to bring a moment of hope to those who struggle. If you have a moment, I would love to tell you a story. It might teach you about our lands. How do you help the poor? A kind word and a day's supply of food. I can't save those who struggle, but I can give a moment to rest and take a breath. How do you know who is worth helping? Because they ask. The row are proud. No true one among us would ask for aid unless it was truly needed. Sometimes a brigand tries to take advantage. When this happens, I can count on the townsfolk to deal with them. Where does the food you give away come from? Many donate to my cause, and the rest comes from my own clan's farms in the Gentle Coast. What inspired you to this calling? He sighs. I was inspired by the lost. I do what they would have wanted, what she might still want. Inspired by the lost? To explain, I would have to tell you my tale. If you wish to hear it, you only need to ask. Another question. You sit and speak with Regi Gamak. You find him excellent company. You enjoy the food and drink of the inn and talk of traveling the row. He has been everywhere but the underworld and the highest peaks. Every once in a while, a poor villager enters the inn. When this happens, Regi makes sure to provide a bag of food. You seem stranger for a row. Strange for Ro. He frowns. And that is a strange thing to say. I help those who are in need. Why is that strange? Yes, that is it precisely. Outsiders see the Rukai as a land of brutal savages, yet mere brutes could not survive in these harsh mountains. We care for each other. Have you not received our hospitality? Have you not been offered food, shelter and drink wherever you go? Usually, not always. Sad, though perhaps understandable. Many fear Haven, and many of those who have good reason to do so. Yet, none are kinder than the Ro. When approached with open arms, that is part of our deep truth that outsiders rarely credit us for. What else would you like to know? Well, I would like to hear your story. He nods and takes a deep breath. His smile fades from his face. It is a sad story. All strange, all true. It is why I spend so much time on the road, trying to help those in need. It is the story of my sister, Sorian. Tell me about Sorian, something. She was a lovely, wonderful girl, quiet and strange, touched by spirits, some said. When she was young, they said she was simple, but we knew the truth. She spoke when she had something to say. Yet she was also charmed. She said truths others did not want to hear. She became skilled with herbs. She could harm an angry beast with a touch. Then our villagers changed. They no longer said she was simple. They said she was a witch. Did she have magical powers? I don't know. I never will. I like to think that her spirit was so kind and good that it entered those around her. The gentle coasts shunned her? We are wealthy, cultured folk on the coast, but we are still Ro. There are many old superstitions that remain. The rage of the Rukai is hidden, but it is still there. What happened to her? Rege's voice becomes slow and grim. She was shunned and she fled. She packed up and ran away in the middle of the night. Of course, the moment I found out, I packed my own supplies and went out hunting for her. It was the first of my many journeys. Where did you find her? He shakes his head, didn't. I looked for a year. In the end, it was in the High Letha. Desperation drove me there. I was camped in the snow by the pilgrimage road. There her ghost came to me. She was there. She smiled. And she gave me a message. What was the message? That she was at peace. That I should grieve and move on. He wipes his eyes with the back of his hand. And if I needed help not grieving, I should help the poor. Help those who need it. In her name. Then she was gone. She gave me advice. I took it. Here I am. Nice story, okay. Do you know what happened to her? She died. I don't know how. I don't want to know. I think the truth would break me. Have you spoken to her since? No. I hope the spirit is at rest. That is all I can do. Thank you for the story. If you're done talking, I really have more important things to do. A sad story, but it is important for towns to drive out sinister witches. It's just a good policy. No, thank you for your story. I am glad you found time to listen. You see, I have reason to think your spirit may be restless. Since you travel the Rukai, I wanted you to know about her. You mentioned that Sorian's spirit may be restless. Yes, I don't want to sound mad, yet in my travels I have heard rumors. The ghost of a woman with red hair. She stares at travelers, but she says nothing. I wonder if she is still out there in the cold, searching. Where was her ghost seen? In the peaks in the High Letha, wandering those cold, dead glaciers. What do you think she wants? I don't know. When I have found her, how do I find you? I can best found in the inns. Be found in the inns. There is no city in which I'm a stranger. That's all for now, thanks. You mentioned... okay, cool. Then thank you for visiting. Excuse me, another poor woman approaches Regi and he turns all his attention to her. Okay. And we also need to talk to Galabas. You meet a tall, gaunt, grim skeleton of the Ro. He is thin and pale with grey sparse hair and many faint scars. He sits in the corner of the inn and quietly watches the merchant taking part. A merriment taking part. The other patrons carefully avoid him. When you come close, he motions for you to join him. You are the famous outsider, yes? I am Galabas of the High Letha. His voice is quiet and raspy. He is careful to show no signs of warmth or human cheer. Join me. I have come on a mission. I would talk to you because of the land you are from. I would like to learn about the High Letha. You should. It's a part of your mission here. You should learn of us and our purpose. How do I learn? The only way to learn about the people, climb to our icy land, see our ways. We are warriors and judges. I became a judge with advanced age. I was a warrior since I could pull a bowstring. You have been a warrior for a long time? As long as I could. My poor province can't waste material. I have fought in many campaigns over many years. Another question. Galabas sips his ale and picks at a bowl of stew. He probably doesn't actually need to eat. This grim warrior of the High Letha probably survives on a diet of pure disdain. Survives on a diet? Okay. Why have you come here? The High Letha store the old ways and beliefs of the Rose. Sometimes we are called to judge. Thus, we must watch all that happens so we are prepared. I am investigating. Are you welcomed here? My people are welcomed everywhere. We freeze and hunger so that the road can stay true to itself. We are also feared, but in a friendly way. What are you investigating? The raids. Raiders have been attacking the Lowdarker. Too many of them and too strange. Many of them are untrue. We must understand this to judge it. We must find their purpose. And what do you think their purpose is? I do not know. That is why I'm here. To attack the Prince of Haven was a crude, brutal step designed to create violence and chaos. Our lack of understanding greatly upsets the High Letha. What have they done that is untrue? The raiders fight with K-beasts, K-wolves and K-boars. They are bloodthirsty, mindless beasts. To invite them into our lands and arm and feed them is not true to the Rokai. I have another question. I am from Haven. Yes, you are called Savior by some. Others call you our fresh tormentor. The High Letha waits to judge. Until that time comes, we need to make sure you understand us. We don't want a premature war. That is why some must talk to you. Who needs to talk to me about what? It is too soon to say. I don't know what will happen. It might never be necessary if chaos spreads. Return to me for insight. If chaos spreads, return to me for insight. Okay. That's all for now, thanks. Oh, okay. Not sure. The Geldnas is the Assassin's Guild of the Rokai. They are a mysterious and powerful organization with great power and influence, and contacting them might provide some clarity in your mission. You met a High Lethan named Galabas in the city of Azam. He can send you on a path to learning more about events in the Rokai. However, he wasn't ready to talk to you. Perhaps return to him later. Okay. Galabas in Tavern in Azam. Talk later. Okay. Alright, yeah, as expected, lots of talking. So, next time we will finish the talking by talking to Arto. And then we will probably also go and visit this castle and see if we can claim that already. And, yeah, then we will check and maybe also move to the west, depending on if we can get this castle. We might also want to get this castle, because it will then probably generate some income and give some buffs and whatnot. Regarding the XP, well, 11 XP left, so a couple of enemies. We'll need to see. But that's it for today. New episodes every couple of days, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. and hopefully it's also getting more exciting with more combats again. Besides of that, release has just been on the 24th of August, so if you're interested into the game, you'll find a link down in the video description, or just search for Queen's Wish on Steam, or probably also in GOG, I'm not sure. And with that, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.